And welcome back after a new year has started. We're here with round 15 out of 16 of the AV Championship. This is the penultimate round of the 14th season, and we have the two championship contenders, Lars and Euphoria, here. Only 10 drivers though. We've got a lot of people who weren't able to make it today, possibly because of the new year coming in. Next week we'll have the last race of the season, and most likely the title decider. Although it can be decided today if Euphoria wins this race and Lars finishes 10th or lower, or DNFs, then we will crown Euphoria as the next AV champion. Check, I think he'll be the 7th AV champion. Let me fact check myself. Everyone's going on their qualifying laps right now. Here we go. Everything up and running. Hide the UI. Let's take a look at the mini-map. I think Euphoria is gonna be the first driver on a lap. He comes around the final corner, starting a very important qualifying for him today. This could be it. This could be the round for him. Going into turn 1, that was a very big cut. Going into the S's, let's go on board. That seemed relatively clean, managed to keep it inside the track limits. Let's see, is it Laurens following Euphoria? It is. I think on the minimap it seems like he's getting closer. Laurens has been helping his teammate Lars very much this season. Mercedes very likely to grab the Constructors' title today. Only a disaster class can stop them. And that is if Red Bull managed to get a 1-2 and both Mercedes managed to DNF, then it could go to the next race where they still have a very high chance to get the Constructors' Championship. Their lead is quite significant. And they've been driving exceptionally well this season. Both drivers in the top 5 of the Drivers' Championship. Euphoria sets the pace with a 1:32.2, and across the line comes Laurens. He's 1.2 seconds slower. With a 1:33.4. Next across the line will be Lars. Lars in the championships 2 points behind Euphoria. After what happened last race with the incidents. And now that's all behind us. He's 3/10 behind Euphoria on the first set of laps. Still 13 minutes to go. Lots of time to improve. And after that, still a whole race to go. Over the course of the previous 13 seasons, we've only had 6 AV Drivers' Championships champions. In season 1 it was Domestos for Ferrari, then we had Reaper clinching, claiming the driver's title 3 times in a row. Seasons 2, 3 and 4 were all for him. Then in season 5 we had Fast in the Haas getting his first driver's title. Fast is driving today. He's still not fully out of contention, but he's gonna need to have Lars and Euphoria crash out and get a win here in order to stay in the race practically. We've got Mark in the second Red Bull taking a very important second place here. Only 1/10 away from Euphoria. We've got, let's see, Panda on a lap and he puts it out in an invalidate lap. Is there anyone else on a lap? Fast on an out lap. Spidey. Spidey's on a fast lap. Going into the final sector. Oh, but he seems to have lost some time because he's already on the time right now. So that's not going to be a good lap. Might even dive into the pits. Which he's going to do right here. What about Tenta then? News has also reached us that Tenta will be departing Ferrari at the end of the season and going to Red Bull, replacing Euphoria. Euphoria making the move to Ferrari, teaming up with Nuck next season. So that means that Tenta and Zachary will be in Red Bull for next season. Mark is a reserve. Will probably be joining McLaren together with Wessel. As we see Tenta putting it in P6, 4 seconds off the pace. But still, at the moment, he's got a banker lap. Something which the remaining 4 drivers can't say. Fight Me has retired from qualifying. I think he'll be starting at the back. Trying to make it fun for himself. So I was talking about the Drivers' Champions, that both Euphoria and Lars have not got a championship to their name. So there's a very high chance of getting a new AV Drivers' Champion this season. Unless somehow Fast, who is in 3rd currently in the Drivers' Championship, is able to overtake both of them with 2 races to go. And he is 24 points down, so it's very likely that he'll fall out of contention today unless he finishes in front of both Lars and Euphoria, which is a possibility. I'm not sure how good Fast is at this track at the moment. He's not set a validated lap yet, but he comes around the final corner now. Puts it into P3. That's a very good lap from him. 2/10 slower than Euphoria. And he's ready to fight on. It's all still possible for him. We've got Knock on a lap. Spun in the pits. Fast just done a lap. What about Laurens? Laurens is going slow in the first sector. Let's see, Mark just started a lap. Let's go on board. That's a purple second sector for Mark here. He's gonna put it on pole in his first race of the season. Of AV, I should say. His first race in the league. Comes around the final corner. And beats Euphoria's lap. By almost a second. Holy moly. What a lap that was. Absolutely incredible. And Lars coming now around the final corner. Goes faster than fast. That sounds quite fun to say, but yeah, that's what happened. Let's take a look at Nuck coming around the final two corners. Oh, that's invalidated. He cut the penultimate corner a bit too much. Went invalid. Oh, almost crashed into the pit entry. That's rough. Is that Lars on another lap? Ooh, just on the white line. On the exit of... at the beginning of Sector 2. Now, is he getting slipstream? Or is he not on a lap? I don't think he is. No, he's charging his battery. He's not on a lap. Everyone's coming into the pits at the moment. And that's another invalid, just like Nuck did previously. Also invalidated at the penultimate corner. That's not something you want, because you've just done your entire lap. With 2 more corners to go, you mess it up. That's unfortunate. Everyone in the pit now. Tenta going on a lap though. Seemed like a steady first turn. There's a little bit of lag, but seems to be alright. Oh, a little bit of a slide and he's going into the wall. Is he still alive though? He's still alive. His wheel is still attached. His front wing isn't. And he's retired from qualifying. Very frustrated with his car. Very frustrated with himself. Maybe even as well. Just lost the rear on turn 2, 3, 4, 5. That's turn 6. Actually, he lost it on turn 5. And sliding all the way through to turn 6 and the exit of turn 6. The runoff of turn 6 actually. That means that Tenta won't qualify higher than P8. But he won't qualify lower than P9 either. Because Fight Me didn't set a lap time. You see Panda coming into the pits. And now the Alpine of Fast is on a lap. Is he getting a slipstream though? From his teammate here? I think he is. I think he might be. This is some great teamwork here. Spidey going out of the way in time. And Fast getting some extra speed down the straight. Now is this gonna be a lap with which you can jump? Euphoria and Lars. It's gonna be very important these next few corners. Oh, that didn't look too smooth. But it might be good enough. Oh, that's very wide and it's invalid. That is invalid. I don't think it was fast enough either. And thus he jumps into the pit. The slipstream, very helpful. But the lap, not good enough. Everyone should be going out soon for their final lap. Are we gonna see these same tactics here with Mercedes? I don't think so, because Laurens is behind his teammate here. Lars might drop back a bit. We're very close together. We're still on an out lap, both of them. Oh, Laurens is actually on a lap. They might do. Lars giving slipstream to Laurens here. This is very, very good teamwork here. Lars not doing the best line though. Should have stayed closer to the racing line, because now you're compromising Laurens a little bit. Like, he got extra speed, but he needed to go more distance on the straight, which is ultimately slowing you down, because you go more distance. But after Laurens has done his lap, Lars will go on a lap and be able to return the favor. Across the line he goes, he jumps in front of Spidey. And now he needs to be fast in order to stay ahead of Lars until the main straight. Could even cut some corners here, which is technically okay. As long as it's not done too much. Following the racing line very nicely. I think that's Spidey going slowly there. Fast, still on an outlap. One thing is, I can't see how long we still got, because there's a yellow flag. And there is the timer. Fast is unable to set another lap. Now we're gonna look at the Mercedes here. Laurens giving the slipstream to his teammate. Spidey's in 6th. Lars jumps ahead. Nuck's gonna be the last driver to set a lap. Ooh, what happened there? Is that Lars? There's a yellow flag. What's happening? Oh, it's Laurens going slowly. Anyway, we've got Mark, the debut driver, going even faster, 1.3 seconds faster than his teammate Euphoria. And Lars is unable to beat Euphoria to the line. It's only 1/10 separating them. Euphoria coming across the line. Is he able to improve? He is, but not much. It's P2 for him. Laurens comes across the line and also finishes. Now there's only 2 drivers to set a lap. Panda puts it in P2, splits the 2 Red Bulls, and is gonna fight with them at the front. Nuck's lap is invalid. He's gonna start P8. Very, very unfortunate lap from him. Not a great session from him. Gonna need to try and climb the standings during the race instead. That was a very, very interesting qualifying session. Panda half a second behind Mark. Behind that we've got the two championship contenders. 1.3 and 1.4 seconds off the pace. I think this proves to be, or it will prove to be, a very interesting race, I think. At least it's got the setup to be a very interesting race. Let's take a look. Let's keep this on interval. Let's keep the position change on for the start. Let's look at the tires for now. Everyone on mediums except for the last two drivers. Fight Me and Tenta on the hard compound. Got our drivers warming up their tires. We've got Panda in the special livery Williams again, just like last race. As everyone will be lining up for the grid very soon. Now, of the championship contenders, Euphoria has the best qualifying position. He starts in third, and his championship rival starting right behind him. This could cause some very interesting situations down into turn 1. Should I say up into turn 1? Because we're going up into turn 1. Everyone lining up for the grid. At roughly the same time, I see Tenta behind, warming his tires a little bit more. He's taking his time. Lauwens standing a bit too far in his grid spot. Mark very aggressively going towards the inside. Now let's take a look at the lights. Oh, there's a in front of him. I can just see the lights. Now they're on. And now they're off very quickly. Let's see who's got the better start here. I can't see anything right now, but Mark's got the better start. He's trying to hold off Panda. Panda dives down the inside. It's going to be 2 wide, 3 wide. There's a little bit of bumping into turn 1. And Panda's got the lead. And Mark's 1 place down. Euphoria managed to stay ahead of Lars. Fast, and I think Tenta dropped places. Let's quickly take a look. Yes, Lauwens also dropped 2 places. Fight Me, Nock and Spidey managed to gain places. Let's take a look at Fight Me here, who's going down the inside of Nock as he's trying to switch back. Oh, they're so close together. There's a battle for the lead, I think, here. As Mark's trying to make a move on the inside of Panda. And I think there's contact. They nearly tag each other, taking each other out. Still side by side here. Panda trying to defend the inside. Mark now aggressively on the inside. Panda's got the better exit. And I think there was a bit of a shuffle from Mark there, allowing his teammate to go side by side very briefly. Top 4 very close together. So after lap 1, Panda leads. And Lars is very close behind. Euphoria now is decided to stay behind. Could have gone for a move, and that's Spidey very aggressively pushing Lars out of the way. He's staying behind though, but that was not clean at all. Not sure what happened there, but just outbraking himself. Everyone's very close together. Look on the map. I think only Tenta is staying behind a little bit. Take a look at our leaders. Yeah, they're very close together still. Mark is able to stay with the back of Panda here. And stay within a second. Everyone's getting DRS, I think, right now. Except for Panda. And Nock doesn't have DRS, which means that Fast is able to get by with relative ease. Started P4? No. Started P5. Now down into P7. And Mark has got the lead back on Panda. Euphoria is also able to stay with them. Oh, it's almost a spin from Euphoria there. Surely that's got to be a warning for track limits. And there is a yellow flag. I think that's Tenta spun. He's back on track though. Ooh, yeah, that car does not look stable at all. Going back to the front. Mark and Panda separated by 2/10 going into the S's. As I think the top 6 is together, and then there's a little bit of a gap all the way to Fast, as we can see here. He's got Nock and Laurens very close behind him. Is this championship over for Fast? Or is it too early to call? We'll check in later because there might be change of lead again. As Panda is trying to put it on the inside. They're very close together. And there's a spinner. It's Lars. Lars in the back has spun. He's been hit. I think there was a collision. I heard a collision. And I'm not sure who it was. I think it was Spidey. Might even be Fight Me. This will give some relief for Euphoria though. Not sure what happened to Lars there. Maybe I can see it back in the replay on my laptop. Not able to see what happened really. Lars dropping back more places now. As the top 3 has gotten a little bit loose. 5 Me might be able to catch up. He's on hard tires though. And now we've got Lars going on the inside of Nock here. I think they're still going side by side. I can't see anything from this point of view. They're still going side by side. There's still this point of view. Okay, interesting. But Lars got the position. He's going into P7 and trying to gain back his lost places. Fast is now back where he started in P5. Only with Fight Me in front of him instead of Lars. Nock's got the position back on Lars though. No, he doesn't. They're staying together and there's a new change for the lead. They're still going side by side here. Into the S's. Which doesn't seem a good idea. And Panda drops back behind Mark. Though they seem very, very even in terms of pace. Euphoria sticks with them, but doesn't try anything too extreme. He knows he's in front of Lars by a few places. He knows he's got the advantage. And he knows he shouldn't take any risks this race. I might be looking for another move around the outside. No, he breaks in time to stay behind Mark. These drivers only separated by a bit over half of a second. Now that gap's gone up to about 7/10. And in the back we can see Fight Me catching up. And when he does, I think this is going to be a very interesting one. Because there's always points at play here. And every single point counts. There we have our first driver with a penalty for multiple track limits. And it is Nak. He's in 8th position right now, but he would drop back into 9th. Fight Me is within DRS range of Euphoria now. Let's see when the attack's gonna happen. Panda's taken the lead again. I've missed it, as I usually do with lead driver changes, which is quite unfortunate, but it just is what it is. I'm focusing on other stuff, I guess. And to be honest, for the championship, the battle between Panda and Mark is not that interesting. They both don't have that many wins. In fact, this is Mark's first race. Panda has a few wins to his name, but not that many. He doesn't drive that often, but he's very much preparing for next season, as Mark dives down the inside again, takes the lead again. And they keep changing and changing. Or is Panda trying a switchback here? That's a very, very bold move. But he has to stay behind. There is a little bit of contact, but not more than that. Lars now managed to get back to the back of the two Alpines. And Mark's got a 3-second penalty. That's gonna change a lot if Fight Me and Euphoria manage to stay behind them. Mark might drop off of the podium. Oh, this is going to be very, very difficult for Lars, because he has to stay close enough in order to overtake Spidey. But Spidey is getting DRS from Fast. These two teammates playing the game very, very well. Fast also knows that if he goes too fast, Spidey might drop out of DRS. And Lars will be able to overtake him. So they should stay together. The gap is 8/10 though. We can see Fast dropping a bit back there. Is he close enough? There's another change for the lead. Panda has got P1 at the moment. Lars is sending it on the inside. Almost hits Fast. That was a very, very, very desperate move from Lars there. And Spidey managed to get the position. Keep the position, sorry. I think something might have happened between the two of them earlier, explaining the aggressive driving style from both of them. But all this fighting is costing Lars time. Now behind them we have got Nak and Laurens fighting. They're also fighting each other in the championship. Meanwhile, Fight Me is taking the lead in the S's. Oh, I wish I'd seen that move. I wish I'd seen that move. I think he just got 2 positions in turn 1 and 2. Maybe even 3. Oh, and there's a spinner. It's Mark. It's Mark has spun into the wall. It's not Euphoria though. Maybe Lars wants it to be Euphoria. Of course Lars wants it to be Euphoria, because that's his title rival. Who's currently chasing down Panda. He's got DRS. Panda doesn't have DRS. Can he launch an attack? He's very easily able to dive it down the inside. A little bit of a rear wheel spin there. And Euphoria manages to go into P2. Panda trying to make a move on the inside there. Now trying to make a move on the inside of that corner. That's a horrible camera angle. But in the end, we do see Euphoria able to make it into P2. He almost slides out in the long right-hander. And that allows Panda to slide back into P2. Now that's a lot of understeer for Euphoria. Seems to be losing the tires a bit. We've got no pit stop so far. And it's from bad to worse for Lars. He's got a penalty. 3 seconds for him. He's gonna need a miracle in Abu Dhabi. Because he's gonna lose points here again. At the moment it's calmed down a little bit. I don't think Lars is gonna be close enough here. He's not. He's not close enough there to try and make a move on Spidey. Nuck, however, Allowance, however, is able to make a move on Nuck. On the back straight and has made the position and is now in P8. 2 Ferraris at the back of the grid. 9th and 10th. This is not where you want to be. There they go. Now the top 3 has fallen apart a little bit. All 3 of them almost 2 seconds away from each other. Marcus dropped back because of his spin. He's also got 3-second time penalty, which would promote Fast into P4 at the moment, but not right now because he's dropped back. It's going there, not going there. Fast has made his way back into a relatively good position now, but Lars is chasing down the 2 Alpines with a lot of resolve, a lot of all or nothing, because if he loses out more points here today, it's championship over. As it's standing right now, it's championship over for Fast, because Euphoria will gain some points on him. Because currently the gap is about 23 points. And if it finishes like this, will be... Actually, he's still there, but he needs a miracle in Abu Dhabi. We're almost halfway. Just 3 more laps to go and then we're halfway. I think this race is gonna be a one-stopper, which means the medium drivers are gonna pit soon. Mark's the first to pit, Nuck's the second to pit. Lap 11. That seemed a fast pit stop. Here comes Nuck. To the heart, seemed a relatively alright pit stop to me. The number 41 car. Mark dropping back in a nice open patch of air. He can put the throttle down, show his own pace. No other drivers to keep track of. Now let's take a look at the lead drivers. Fight Me staying out. Round the penultimate corner comes Panda. He's going into the pits though. Trying to cover for Mark, staying in front of him. That's where he wants to be. Euphoria follows Panda into the pits. Knows that staying out won't give him any extra advantage. These medium tires are nearing their end. Fast and Lars are also into the pits. Which means that Spidey's gonna have to go for another lap. This might break the Alpine strategy here and give Lars the advantage. And try and attack on Fast without the Alpine having DRS. That's another 3-second penalty for Nuck, unfortunately. And Euphoria's dropped behind Lowens. Lowens still hasn't pitted. Let's take a look at the stops here, where we can see who's pitted and who hasn't yet. That's another 3 seconds for Mark. That's not great. For him, he's got 6 seconds, as has Nuck. Mark's gonna drop some positions near the end of the race. That is, if there's anyone very close to him. Oh, and that's a spin from Lowens. I think on his old medium tires, they've given up. Oh, and he's very much in the way of Mark there. He's pitting right now. Yeah, those tires seem very much dead to me. Very much dead to me. Spidey's also in the pits. He's doing a front wing change. He's gonna drop back a lot of places. That's not what you want to see. He's dropping back behind Nuck even. Same for Lowens. And Five Me and Tenta are the only drivers on the hard tire compound. And that's a spin from a Red Bull. It's Mark. Mark is backwards. Don't get yourself disqualified. Oh, he's gonna get himself disqualified. There we go. He's got himself disqualified. Easy points thrown into the bin from our pole sitter here today. He's getting a point anyway from the pole position. Maybe even fastest lap, but that's race over for him. As Fight Me is... Panda is almost in the pit window of Fight Me on those old hard tires, and Panda on those newer hard tires. Extra points for all the other drivers, especially Tenta, who was sitting very desperately in P10, now being promoted to P9. That's one extra point. That is an increase of 100%. And doubling his points. Very nice for the second Ferrari driver. Anyone close to another driver? Not really. We've got Spidey chasing down Nuck, 1.8 seconds behind. For the rest, not really anyone close to someone else. Honda's closing down the gap. Trying to come back in front of Fight Me after Fight Me's done his pit stop. We've reached halfway of the race. Spidey is able to catch up a little bit, but very, very, very slowly. 1.6 seconds now. It was 1.5 seconds just a second ago. There it's back to 1.5. He's got a Ferrari helmet. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. Ever the Ferrari driver from a few seasons ago. Him and Fast managed to bring Ferrari the Constructors' title 2 times in a row. In season 10 and 11, I do believe, from the top of my head. Or 12. Actually, it was season 9 and 10 that Spidey and Fast managed to get the Constructors' Championships for Ferrari. Ferrari also won in season 12, only it was without Spidey. Instead, it was with Reaper. That was Reaper's last Drivers' Championship, as season 11 and season 13 were won by Wessel, who is losing his Drivers' Championship title. Because this season it's probably going to be Euphoria or Lars. I mean, he's getting... He gets to keep his 2. Oh! Oh, that was some... Oh! Nuck is sliding off. That was some very good... I was very much in my dialogue and then completely forgot there was a battle going on. Nuck aggressively defending against Spidey. Fibeme's in the pits. And as I predicted, comes out 1.6 seconds behind Panda. I didn't predict 1.6 seconds, but I predicted that it would come out behind Panda. And Euphoria is cruising to a very comfortable P3. Those are 15 very nice points. Seems to be that it's gonna be a very boring next few laps, unless Nuck and Spidey can make it interesting. Though I don't think Nuck is able to keep up, though. Spidey making a little bit of a mistake there. On the exit, maybe Nuck's able to stick closely. He was able to stay within DRS range. Might be able to make a move. Fime's already got the lead. Holy moly. That man's unstoppable at the moment. Now does Nuck have enough speed to do anything into the next corner? He's got a lot of overspeed. He's using a lot of ERS. Trying to dive in the insides. Not making it though. Hasn't made it. It's gonna try again next lap. Let's take a look at the telemetry. 33% ERS. Spidey at 38. They're very even. Lauwen's very far behind. I think that's P8 for him. Tenta even further behind, now a minute. Already got lapped by the lead drivers of 5PM Panda. That's another 3 seconds for Nuck. Knox getting 7th, pretty much for sure. I don't see any position changes. Maybe Lars can manage to drive too fast and overtake him, but he's also got that 3-second penalty. That's gonna hurt him a lot. I don't see any position changes happening. Even if Nuck manages to overtake Spidey, he's got that 9-second penalty, so yeah, I think it's very likely that this standings that we're seeing right now, this result, this is gonna be the final results of this race, unless someone crashes out, or yeah, whatever happens at the end of the race when tires are worn, maybe fuel is depleted, someone didn't save enough fuel, but Knox going down the outside. There's a bit of contact. That's very aggressively defending from Spidey. Doesn't know what it is to leave enough space. That seemed way too aggressive. Doesn't need to defend that aggressively, in my opinion, since Nuck already has 9 seconds of penalties. Oh, you almost lost the rear there on braking. Did Nuck. ERS is also almost gone. Spidey also almost gone. And I thought it was very close here, but oh, that's Tenta almost losing the rear there. Ooh, I like the helicopter shot. Always love the helicopter shot. It's always so nice. It's just like, look at this. This is just pure bliss. You can see where the track is. You can see where the cars are. You can see which different lines they are taking. Instead of only seeing half the corner, you can see everything. Now he's not gonna be able to make a move here. Doesn't have much ERS. Spidey's saved up a little bit more. There's not gonna be a move this turn. Nuck is saving up ERS. Spidey as well. Saving up for another attack. As here comes Fast to lap the second Ferrari car of Tenta. Now let's take a look at the battle between Nuck and Spidey here again. Don't think there's going to be anything interesting happening into turn 1 here. The interesting point is going to be at the straight. That's where it's gonna happen. Nuck needs to stay close and not lose too much time here. Lars is also getting closer to Fast. They both have 3 seconds of penalties now. Fast earlier in this race didn't have a penalty, now he does. And needs to look out for that Mercedes behind him. If he gets overtaken here, I am very sure that this is going to be championship over. But especially for you guys, I'm going to check it out. There's a 24 points gap between Euphoria and Fast. If Euphoria finishes 3rd with Fast 4th, that's 15 and 12 points, that's 3 points more. That will be 27 points. Euphoria's 4 race wins. Fast is 3. Fast then wins the last race with pole position and fastest lap. He's got more second places. Wouldn't that be a scenario? That's all gonna be wishful thinking, maybe even. But if it finishes like this, that is, if Euphoria doesn't have the fastest lap, which I don't think he does. I think it's 5me. Maybe Panda, but I think it's 5me. So if it finishes like this, Fast is not done yet. He'll need a perfect race next race though, and he'll need Lars and Euphoria to DNF, but it's still there. Making it into the last race, making it technically a 3-car showdown. That would be something. Now here we go again. Nuck and Spidey trying to make it go side by side. Spidey forces Nuck wide again. That's a 3-second penalty that could potentially be removed, but what's it gonna help? There's no grip in the rear tires there. That's a very frustrated driver if I've ever seen one. And for all the right reasons here. It's not gone in his favor. Spidey's driven very aggressively. But the penalties make it very much impossible for anything to be done about it. In the meantime though, Lars has caught up. Or Fast made a mistake. Don't have the same amount of crew members as actual F1 has, so I don't have the eyes everywhere. I only have my own eyes, my own controller, my own screen. But here comes Lars trying to make a move round the outside of Fast. Fast defending well there. Defended the inside very well, making sure Lars can't get by in this lap at least. There's 5 more laps to go. 5 more laps to decide who gets P4. If Lars overtakes Fast here, it's championship dream over. And that's all theoretical. Lars needs this position to gain another 2 points, which are very, very crucial in the championship fight. Euphoria is going to be cruising to a 3rd place, but whoever comes in 4th will maybe decide the championship here. Of course, it's all going to be retrospective in a week time. If this, if that. But it seems here that Lars just has more pace than Fast. And Lars showing that he is the rightful championship contender to Euphoria. Fast fighting for everything that he's worth. He had his teammate helping him defend earlier. Now he's defending the inside again from Lars. But this time Lars has a bit more space. And there's contact though. On Apex I think they were next to each other. Not sure if Lars got pushed wide there by Fast. He might have been if Fast was not clearly alongside on the Apex. Which I'm actually able to see in the replay, which I sadly can't show. Next season maybe. On the Apex, Lars was clearly ahead, so... Yellow flag? Oh, it's probably Pinto. We'll need the 2 onboards to see if there's gonna be a penalty. Lars can still get the position on merit though. which is what we would prefer as stewards. I think I speak collectively that we do not like making decisions that change positions. Just want things to be fair. Fast versus Lars, iteration 3.0. Fast has got a lot of ERS. Lars got a lot of oversteer. Fast defending again. On the inside. But Lars trying to make a move on the outside here. Fast is keeping the rotation going. And sticks on the inside, keeps the position. This is a very, very hard fought battle between the two championship rivals of Euphoria. Euphoria, I think, would very much like to see these two scramble instead of having one clear competitor. Which obviously is Lars, but Fast wants to remain in this championship title fight until the final race. Lars wants the advantage of having extra points. Those 2 points that might make the difference. That might just be a win or lose situation. Oh, I love how they're going through the S's there. It's just brilliant, isn't it? That is very nice indeed. They've both still got 3 seconds of penalties. I've seen Lars go off a few times though. Is that Tenta making a yellow flag again? Yes. Now here we go. Fast versus Lars. Iteration 4.0. And there's contact. There's contact on the entry to the straight. Now Lars has got the DRS. He's a lot closer than before. Fast is defending the inside again very harshly. But I think this time Lars has it. Fast is diving very deep. And he's pushing Lars off again. But I think this time he has the position. There's contact again. Unable to keep it clean. Fast is pushing wide again. But this time Lars does have the position. Very intense battle. Not really what we want to see here in this league, but very intense indeed. Fast going wide. That's a penalty for Fast. That's a penalty for Lars. They both got 6 seconds. Why did Fast not just try? Why didn't he just decide to stay within the lines and stay with him? That's very weird. Fast maybe trying to make a move into turn 1. He does. And he's pushing Lars wide again. But they're still going side by side. This is going to be crying. This is going to be it. Oh, here they go. And Lars stays behind Fast. Oh my goodness. The fact that these two haven't crashed yet is a miracle on its own. I would almost say Christmas miracle, but Christmas was a few days ago. A week ago. A bit more than a week ago. Week and a half ago. Now here we go. Fast versus Lars. Iteration, what, 5.0? This time Fast stays around the outside, makes a very late move. That's something that Lars had been penalized for earlier on. He cuts the corner very aggressively. Not giving each other an inch. Fast diving on the inside. Lars turning in on him. Oh, there's going to be so many reports between these two. One more lap to go after this. Fast is cutting all the... He's going wide again. That's probably going to be another... is that Tenta having spun round? Yes, it is. Last lap is... Oh no, it's not running because it's counting from 5 onwards, not from Fast and Lars onwards. Of course. So 2 more laps to go. This is crazy, oh my goodness. Please keep it clean, please. Oh, I don't want to do reports, guys. Just keep it clean, please. All in all, I think Fast has been defending a bit too aggressively, especially in that third battle between them. Here comes Lars. Lars is weaving. Here comes Fast though. Don't think he has enough speed. Trying a switchback. He's able to hang on the outside. No, he's not. A little bit of contact there. He's not diving it on the inside here. It's going to wait till the last lap, I assume. It's going to go to the last lap. Lars is 22% ERS. Fast is 32% ERS. We are now on the last lap of the race. All the other positions have been decided already, unless there's a spin, but I don't assume so. Here we go, last lap runs for Fast and Lars. Who's gonna come out on top? Without having looked at reports and stuff. Who's gonna come out on top on track? To take that very important 4th place right now. Lars looks to have it. Fast, I think, is unable to keep it close enough. It's now 7, 6 tenths. He's got 40 something percent of ERS. Lars got 22. He's used a bit more in that middle section. Gap is 8 tenths. Tenth has crashed out. Here we go, last time onto the back straight. Fast has used all his ERS. It's not going to be close enough. Lars is also using all his ERS. But Lars has got the position on track. If he keeps it within the lines, if he keeps it straight, if he keeps the car pointed in the right direction, he's got 4th position and he's knocked Fast out of the championship battle here. Fast going wide, he's got another penalty. Surely that's it. Surely that's it. That's championship fight done for Fast. It's gonna go to the last race between Euphoria and Lars. Lars will be 4 points behind. And it's all to fight for in Abu Dhabi. Very, very, very tense race. Intense battles between first Nuck and Spidey and then Lars and Fast. Find Me wins the race though. I didn't tune in to Find Me winning the race because Lars and Fast had such an intense battle. Panda comes in 2nd. Euphoria finishes on the podium. He'll lead the championship going into the last round. Lars is his only remaining contender, going to Abu Dhabi with 4 points difference. What a championship fight we are having. Then further we have Fast in P5. Unfortunately he is out of championship contention. Would have loved a 3-way battle going into the last race, but it's gonna be a 2-way battle between Lars and Euphoria. Spidey finishes P6 ahead of Nuck in P7. Lowens in P8. Couldn't help his teammate much today. Then in P9 we have Tenta, and in P10 Mark, who DNF'd but does get a point for pole position. I did not see who got the fastest lap. Let me cheat. Fight Me got the fastest lap. Who else? So that's 26 points for Fight Me. And we'll see you in Abu Dhabi next week. This season's been amazing, guys. Hopefully some cleaner driving next week, because this was a bit too much for my taste. I think everyone's taste, but yeah. We'll be there next week.